Hello everybody and welcome to another top 5 records video, and today I'm talking about one of my favorite bands, one of the bands that really got me into music and hard rock, Deep Purple. And Deep Purple is quite something because in the early 70s when Deep Purple started to make the hard rock they make, because you have different periods of Deep Purple. You have this Mark 1, you have Mark 2, you have Mark 3, and the first period they're much more like almost Young Rascals, Monkeys like, teeny popper, oh great, driving songs, real great fun. The hard rock element isn't there, but then the moment Ian Gillan steps along, they are going like a hurricane, and they make something, there are more hard rock bands in the early days. For example, you have Led Zeppelin, but you feel that their hard rock is blues rock. They have their great big blues roots. Then The Who became tougher, but they're rhythm and blues. But the moment they became tougher, there's much more of an operatic element, Tommy, for example, is really an operatic element in there. And with Deep Purple, at least in Mark II, the Ian Gillan years, I have the sense, and it's not because of Ian Gillan, I think it has much more to do with John Lord and Ritchie Blackmore, that they are classical. I mean, there's much more of Beethoven going on there than of Willie Dixon. And that is interesting because we always think of hard rock in the 70s as of going back to the blues roots, but I think the 60s have much more of a blues roots. I think the 70s, Pink Floyd was mostly inspired by jazz. It just goes way beyond that. And there are such interesting records. So I'll start off. Top 5 best Deep Purple albums. On number 5, the album Fireball. Fireball rocks. Fireball is a nice album. Mark II. Of course, this album has The Mule. The Mule is a very good song. But why is it on the list? Main reason, title track. Title track. Fireball explodes. I mean, it starts off with kick-ass drum intro. But the golden light above you, and it just, woof, it's a speed song, man. It's a speed song. It's so nice. Fireball on number 5. Number 4, a Mark III album, Burn. Burn is awesome. You hear, okay, Ian Gillan left the band, David Coverdale replaced him, Glenn Hughes joined as bass guitarist and the vocals for the high parts, because you cannot easily replace Ian Gillan's high parts. It goes way beyond what normal humans can do. And this album has, if I have to put it down, there are loads of good songs. Sail Away is a good song. You Fool No One is a good song. But there are 2 songs on here which just kick great ass. Mistreated. Mistreated is blues rock, but it's one of the rare moments in which white musicians tried to make pure blues and they succeeded. Rare moments, and Deep Purple did it because David Coverdale shouts out like no one does. And the opening song, Burn. I mean, Burn is the kind of power rocker when that one hits off, amazing. I must say though, both of these songs live are even better. The California Jam Blu-ray is really quite something. Now, number 3 spot. Deep Purple in rock. This, for me, is where Deep Purple starts becoming Deep Purple. This album, you kick off your album with Speed King. Speed King. Awesome song. Then there is Fly of the Red on here. Fly of the Red is also a straight rock and roll song, but of epic proportions. But the real epic, the real gem, and one of the best songs ever written, recorded in my opinion, Child in Time. Need I say more? If you have not heard Child in Time, just pause this video, leave it for a second, go to another YouTube video or YouTube search engine, type in Child in Time, blows your mind. If this is what hard rock can do, what is it capable of? Amazing. Number 2 of the best Deep Purple albums, Machine Head. Machine Head is groundwork. This album is groundwork for the future of hard rock, and some might even say metal. Talking about bookends, this album, it opens with Highway Star and it ends off with Space Truckin'. And amongst others on this album is Maybe I'm a Leo, Pictures of Home, amazing song, Lazy, and Smoke on the Water. I mean, how many great songs can you put on a single album? How many world rock and roll changing albums can you put on one songs can you put on one album? Machine Head. Machine Head. Now, before I go to the number 1 spot, there are issues that I have with Deep Purple studio albums. They are tough to find in a good sounding manner. And my advice is, if you want to go out and buy some Deep Purple albums, try and find the UK's one, the British ones, you know, UK pressings. This is a second UK pressing, same year as the first year of Machine Head, and it's a complete world of difference with my first Dutch pressing. And usually the Dutch are pretty good, but I've been Googling and searching on forums all around, finding this in a good sounding version. It's tough, man. It's tough. Also, the fans in the early days, they don't leave them usually in a shape like this. I mean, this is almost near mint, you know. Deep Purple fans in those days didn't approach the records like that. And it's not only Machine Head. It's the same with Deep Purple and rock. It's tough to find them good sounding because you really want that hard rock edge, and then you want the British pressings. I have a good US pressing of Who Do We Think We Are, which sounds nice. Some of the Japanese are supposedly nice, but beyond the quality of the studio, their production and the energy of them in the studio has never been equaled by what they did on the number 1 spot. Deep Purple, Made in Japan. This is one of the most impressive live albums you can ever hear, and it's the best way to start off and to finish off a love for Deep Purple. You should not finish off a love for Deep Purple, but you know what I mean. Side 1 opens with Highway Star, Just Another Song, Child in Time. One entire side. Now, I know that it can start becoming itchy when bands stretch out their songs too long. But Deep Purple has enough melody and enough driving force to keep these things going. This album contains a raw power and energy combined with classically trained feelings and techniques and harmonies, melodies. Holy fuck, this is good. Side 2, Smoke on the Water the New. Side 3, Strange Kind of Woman and Lazy. Side 4, Space Truckin'. Okay, taking an entire side for Space Truckin' might be a bit too much. But in its entirety, this blows your mind, blows your brain. Ever since I first bought this, whenever friends come over, this goes on. We gotta hear Child in Time on this record. We gotta hear Highway Star on this record. It's so impressive. And they did not really pay attention to this album. I mean, not even all the bands were there when it was mixed. Yet, to my ears, this is the first UK pressing, the band does not sound better than here. Just quality-wise, energy-wise, production-wise, this is the Deep Purple to go. Now, do you agree? Do you disagree? Leave a comment below and see you in my next video.